What's up, gang? Case here with our CrossFit Metcon for Tuesday, April 20th. Longer, really just workhorse workout today. So nothing heavy or super technical, just seeing how consistently you can move at each of these four movements. It'll be 5 minutes on the row, followed by 2-minute rest, 5 minutes on the bike, 2-minute rest, 5 minutes, I believe it's sled drag first, rest for 2 minutes, and then 5 minutes sandbag carry, and then you'll be done. For max distance on all of those today, you may start at any one of those stations in class. We'll stagger the start so that we'll have the right amount of equipment for everyone. On that row today, let's think about consistent strokes. You're rowing for max distance, so you don't want that cadence to be super high. We want to think about that 1 second pull followed by that 2 second return. Sit up tall. Try to keep your arms above your knees. So one of the ways you can tell if you're getting slouched over too much is if those arms start to fall below the knees. That'll also let you know if you're dropping too low with your hands as you reach in. You should be reaching right for the center of that little rectangle, sitting up tall so arms are above knees. Big explosive pull. Relax on the way in. 1 second out. 2 second return. After that, on your bike, when you set these up, get that seat height so that when your leg is in the bottom, your foot can be flat, but you still have a very slight bend in your knee. You don't want to be too jammed up in the bottom, so make sure your seat is up high enough. And then the front to back adjustment, you want this handle to be just a couple inches out in front of your ribs. So if you're finishing and that handle is way in tight, be sure to slide that back a little bit more. Same thing on our bike today. Come out at a consistent pace. So watch that RPM. That's your top right readout. That'll let you know how many times your feet are making that circle over the course of a minute. The higher that RPM goes up, the faster you're going. So find a consistent RPM that you can stay at, and then you'll be watching your distance today. These will read out in kilometers. After that, moving over to our sled drag. Sled drag and sandbag carries will be on a 100-foot course. We'll start with a forward sled drag down to the 100-foot mark. I suggest just putting your hands through these loops and then pulling the straps up over your shoulders. Then if you'll pull down on the straps and kind of lean into them, you'll get the pressure that you need. That way you don't have to take the time of getting in and out of this strap as you pull. On that forward sled drag, we want to think about keeping our middle tight so that our spine stays neutral, and you're moving for 5 minutes on these. So our goal is not to sprint on these today, it's to move consistently for the 5. Once you get down to that 100-foot mark, you'll switch and you'll come back pulling backwards on these straps. When we pull backwards, we don't want to lean back so far that if I let go of these straps, I would fall backwards. We want to stay down in a little mini squat. That way we're using our legs more, keeping that middle braced. Finishing up with 5 minutes of sandbag carry. We'll have 50s, 80s, 100s. You can even use a 30-pound medicine ball if you need to. But we're going to be hugging that sandbag across the chest. Same thing here. Let's not lean back. Think about pulling those ribs down, keeping that belly tight. And then same deal here. You're not going to be running with this bag today. Just walking, setting it down as few times as you can over the course of that 5 minutes. Don't push yourself to that area where your posture starts to break down. Set that bag down as needed. Time your breaths, though, when you set it down. Hey, I'm going to set this bag down. I'm going to take 5 breaths, whatever it may be, and then pick it back up. All movements today for max distance. Rowers will be in meters, bike will be in kilometers, and then your drags will be in feet. It's a 100-foot course, so you'll just count your down and backs to get that score. Good luck on today's workout. Keep moving, stay steady, stay consistent, and we'll see you back for Wednesday's WOD.